Good morning, everyone. This is your man, Mark Fuller. Another beautiful morning here in New York City. I want to welcome you all to the Free World Order. I have a very, very interesting topic today that pertains to masses of people. The masses, the millions of people out here living in our society. Before I get into my topic, I would like to thank everyone for subscribing to the YouTube channel and for liking the Facebook page. I want to also encourage you all to share these videos, because the more that these videos get out and this information reaches more people, the faster we can begin moving in the direction that we're advocating through the Free World Order, which is utilizing a resource-based economy instead of money. I also want to thank everyone who has joined us and contributed financially to the Free World Order. I encourage you to join us for $1 a month. What that will do is go towards the goal that we have of raising $1 billion in order to build the first resource-based city on the planet. Let me shoot directly into my topic. Is the real power when masses of people move at the same time? Is the real power in society when masses of people move at the same time? People tend to associate movements and when people are in agreement on something with some type of protest. Protesting has its benefits. It has its effect to some degree, but the actual way that we can change our society is by desiring to have equality for all people. And when I say equality, I'm not talking about everyone being equal as far as your social status. Equality as far as everything being made available to all people in our society. What tends to happen is we associate, and the protesting is a good thing or a good example to use. We associate movement in society with people getting together, gathering together in front of some type of something associated with the establishment, something associated with the government or a corporation. You know, the imagery that you get is people protesting in front of a corporation outside of an office building, or people protesting in Washington, D.C., people protesting in the streets, picket signs, and all of that has its effectiveness. But in essence, right now, the most powerful tool that we have is social media. Social media is being used for many things, but it can effectively be used to move information very quickly. Now, the venusproject.com, you can go to this website to check out the information about the resource-based economy. What the Venus Project has been able to accomplish so far, a lot of it has to do with the zeitgeist movement. Peter Joseph and what he has done in order to spread the concept of the Venus Project and the resource-based economy on social media and through social media. It has been very effective. I think millions of people across the world are aware of the Venus Project, but many people in America are not aware. My goal through the Free World Order is to help to raise that awareness, because the more people become aware of this direction, I believe the more effective we will be in society overall as far as moving in the right direction. There's disturbing things that we are exposed to every day as far as information pertaining to what is out there that is destructive in the world, like nuclear weapons and things of this nature. The real power that we have collectively, and when I say we, I mean all of you that are under the sound of my voice right now watching this video, anyone that is introduced to the Free World Order in any of my videos, the power that we have when we move together as a mass is more powerful than any military, any government could ever possibly be. And the people running the establishment are aware of that, but they have effectively put certain things in place within the system to keep people dumbed down and really to keep you calm. It's like giving drugs to kids that are hyper, that have a lot of energy. They give them drugs to calm them down. That's what this system does using the media. It's like they will use the media to give you a pill or an injection to keep your ass calm, to keep you not thinking about the real things that matter in our society and the real things that matter in the world, like the detrimental aspects of all of the things that are being done, the detrimental aspect of, the way healthcare is set up within the system, the way that the monetary system itself is a Ponzi scheme. They don't want you to think about these things, because the more that you think about them, the more that you become awakened to the bullshit. And as more and more of us become awakened to the bullshit, we begin to realize how powerful and how effective our movement can be when we move as a collective. Let me give you an example of when people move together. When people agree on something and they move at the same time. When musicians and music artists release a record, an album, some type of new music, and that release, whatever that album might be, is promoted, it's marketed, it's advertised. In other words, it's put out. People become aware of that artist having new music available. And when that music is released, that album is released, on the same day and within a very short time after the release date, you'll find that many artists will sell millions of records. I mean, now they got downloads and streams and stuff like that, as far as how they're able to make their money. But my point is, it's the masses of people that can instantly make a record go platinum, selling millions of records, millions of units within a very short period of time. All because these people like the music. All because these people want the music. So the more that we examine and look and use our brain on a daily basis, the more we'll begin to see through this illusion that we're a part of. This illusion that we call money, this illusion that we call the system and the establishment, this illusion that we call reality. And the more of us who become aware of what all of this shit really is, which is a lot of nothingness, the more of us that wake up and begin moving in the alternative direction. And really the alternative to this illusion is, instead of us promoting and encouraging and perpetuating the idea of every man for himself, every woman for herself, instead of us promoting that idea, we promote the idea of provision for all people. it is more effective to creating a better environment and a better world for every person on the earth, for us to think in terms of everyone being provided for, no one being left behind, everyone being taken care of. Our concern is always the well-being of people first, not the well-being of what goes on in this establishment, because they are constantly feeding ideas to the masses of people using television, which is the idiot box. They use the television, they use media, news, shows, movies to perpetuate the same ideas over and over again, to get us thinking that these ideas are what's real in our world. The ideas are not real. We're making the ideas real, just like money is not real. Money is a debt-based piece of paper or an electronic digit inside of your computer. Yet we use that to acquire the things that we want to obtain within this society, because we cooperate with it and we give it power, believing that it will allow us to acquire all of the things that we want to have. You see what I'm saying? So even though it's something that's not real, we're making it real. So the same way that we can make something artificial seem to be a reality, we can turn it around, move in a whole different direction, a direction that benefits all of us instead of only benefiting a few of us. It's just like how people will say, well, the rich get richer. You really don't even know what you're saying by saying that. What you're saying is that people that already have extracted wealth from the masses will just continue to remain in that position because of your ignorance. Because you are not aware of the way that the system actually functions. You're not aware of how effective and how powerful you are when you are in agreement with thousands or millions of other people moving in the same direction. The same way that I just identified how when people want music or they want a product, they'll buy it in the millions. It's because they agree on that common product. Millions of people are buying it. Millions of units of it will be sold because that's what people want. So we got to start asking questions as far as what is it that we actually want, because whatever it is that we want, we can get. But the way to get it is not through your own individual effort. It's through a collective effort by all of us moving at the same time. This is why protests work to some degree. But even bigger than a protest would be a boycott. See, like, people think protests work. In essence, it's not the protest really that ever got the results in any movement. It was the boycott, meaning the actual collective effort of a mass of people that might have been supporting whatever that establishment was at the time, whether it be a business, a company, a corporation, or a government, and they remove their support of that institution. They move it away. Instead of spending money with you, if you're a corporation, they stop spending money with you. And it's millions of people moving at the same time. And then whatever their demands are gets met because that corporation can't afford to not give them what they're asking for. It's the same reason why unions work. Unions work because people are moving together, and the people represent the actual force that is operating and keeping whatever that establishment is in function. The people represent what's keeping that establishment going. If people work collectively for one purpose, that mass of people can accomplish anything, especially now in this system that we're using, because everything is monetary. It's about money. It's very easy to move money today. It's very easy to stop moving money today. It's like if people are supporting a corporation, and then that corporation does something offensive to the majority of people that buy from the corporation, and then those people put their foot down and say, you know what, we're not buying shit from you anymore. They stop buying anything from that corporation, and then the corporation goes out of business because the corporation cannot afford to take that hit. The corporation relies on that mass of people to consume, to spend their money in order for the corporation to survive. So who has the real power? The real power is in the collective, is in the mass of people. And this is why what I advocate through the Free World Order, which is my platform, is always a resource-based system, because this system versus the system that we're using now, which is a monetary system or money, the resource-based system will provide for everyone. Literally, all of us. The monetary system is not capable of ever doing that, because you're never going to have everyone in a position to live an abundant life and have an abundant well-being of all things that they need. You will always have poverty. You will always have homelessness. You will always have the low aspect of what society becomes. And then that creates conditions, and then the conditions create behavior. And this is why things like crime happen, and why things like police are necessary and military become necessary, because there's scarcity involved. People are not being given access to everything that they need in order to live. I'm not talking about in order to survive. In order to live, if you're not giving people access to the things that they need in order to live their life uninterrupted without stress, you are going to create the same problem over and over again. And this is why a monetary system never works. It always has the same effect every time. We've been through multiple monetary systems in America and in many other countries. They fail every time. So what is that telling you? It's telling you that that system does not work. That system by design is not even created for the majority of people to benefit from it. It's created simply for the creators of it and those who are in charge of it to benefit from it. They are the sole beneficiaries of the monetary system itself. And everyone else is left to just use it to try to, get whatever they can from it and leave it at that. But people are waking up slowly but surely. And again, this direction is this is the best thing that I've ever witnessed as far as something capable of providing for all people. Because why wouldn't you want all people to have an abundance of all things? You would eliminate the majority of the crimes that you see today. I'm not saying everything that people do that is, undesirable and offensive. I'm not saying that. But most of the crimes today are related to scarcity. They're related to people not having access to the things that they need in life. And that's a direct correlation to their behavior. So look at what goes on in the system. They're making more jails. They're not trying to educate people. They're trying to lock people up, put them away. And all of that costs money anyway. So, you're spending 30, 40, 50, in some instances, like in New York State, they're spending in excess of $100,000 a year on inmates, meaning that people that go to prison, that's how much it costs to feed them, to give them all of the supplies that they need while they're in jail. You're better off giving people everything that they need for free, period. That's a better system. than this monetary system that we have, where it creates scarcity, it creates boom and bust. Some people have, some people don't have. Matter of fact, some people have, most people don't have. That's a big problem. And that's what money does. It creates such a disparity that people become quote unquote criminals. People's behavior starts to reflect their conditions. When you don't have no money and you broke, what do you tend to do? You tend to do some fucked up shit. Most people, very few people can survive until they're able to get some money. A lot of people, they don't have no money. They start resorting to some bullshit because they become desperate. They got kids and they got families to feed, and they're willing to commit crime, to do whatever's necessary to get their hands on some money. And then the rest of society looks at those people and they judge those people, and they're like, well, you know, those are criminals. You need to lock them up and put them in jail because they're not behaving. They're not cooperating with the system. But it's the system itself that's set up that is not designed for people to benefit on a level where people won't do those things and criminals won't be created. So it's my hope that these videos are reaching more and more of you, because I make a lot of sense when I speak on these issues. People are talking about a lot of, you know, stuff that's irrelevant. People like to be entertained all the time. They always want to be entertained. I'm not here to entertain you. I'm here to educate. I'm here to help contribute to creating a better world for all people on the earth, regardless of your language, your color, what part of the world you live in, you know, male or female. We all deserve the best that life has to offer us. But life as you know it is as a result of the system that we're using. It's not just life itself. This is not life itself, because this system is what is creating life for people, and it's not creating the best life. We deserve the best life. And in order for that to happen, we have to ensure that whatever system is in place is there to provide for all people, not just for some people. And that's how we do it. So I hope this video was, you know, educational. Be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel, like us on Facebook, and join us with $1 a month. That's how you can contribute to what we're doing with the Free World Order. That's going to be used to raise that first $1 billion that we need to build the first resource-based city. And as we build the first city, more cities will come and follow. That's why that $1 a month is so important, because it's painless for each one of us. What's $1 to you? I mean, regardless of what your social status is or your income level is, you have $1. That's what this video was about. It's showing what power we have as a collective when we move in one direction. So this is us moving in one direction. This is not charity. And I got to make a video talking about charity, because charity just proves that the system doesn't work. Think about it. Oh, well, you know, I give the charity. So you giving the charity justifies the failure of the system. You see what I'm saying? We wouldn't need to have charity if all people were just taken care of in the first place, period. That's what the Free World Order is about. That's why the money is going to be used towards everything that we need to build a resource-based city. It's not being used as charity within the system that we're already in. We don't need any more charity. Oh, well, Mark, how could you say that? People, you know, what about the Red Cross? And what about, you know, these charities that help kids and help dogs and pets? And all of those things are great. But we can redesign society completely so that those things don't happen in the first place. And then those people will be in need of charity. You see what I'm saying? It's like it's ass backwards the way the system is. Charity makes you feel better about how fucked up the system is. When you give to charity, you feel better. Why don't we just fix everything? Well, Mark, you can't fix everything. We can fix the way that the system is set up by getting rid of the one that we have and putting in one that provides for all people, period. Where human concern is at the forefront. The environment is at the forefront. Clean energy, clean air, clean water is at the forefront. That's not what's at the forefront in this society, is it? No, because we're using a monetary-based system. The only thing at the forefront of a monetary-based system, this money system, the only thing at the forefront is profit. Money. That's it. Not you. They're not going to do what's best for people when it comes to earning a profit. They're going to do what's best to earn a profit. So companies or corporations are forced to be scumbags. People are forced to think dog eat dog. People are forced to think every man for him or herself. All because of this money shit. Y'all know that I'm telling you the truth. It is what it is. But anyway, make sure that you like us, subscribe to the YouTube channel, join us with $1 a month, help us raise that first $1 billion to build the first resource-based city. All right, this is Mark Fuller signing off. You guys take care. I'm out. Deuce.